Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, we're going to be talking about mindset. Mindset is so important in the world of communication skills because at the end of the day, when you're communicating, what are you communicating? You're turning your mind into words, and that is what you are relaying towards others. So at the end of the day, what you need is a strong mind. You need self-belief. Even when the audience boos you, even when you are on a public stage and others are on their phone, when you get a mean comment on your YouTube videos, your tweets, etc. Whenever you're communicating with other humans, you have to realize that these humans have opinions as well. And the opinions will not always favor you. So you need confidence, you need self-belief. But here's the thing, here's what I've noticed. When you picture someone who's confident, you picture someone who's very well accomplished, right? I mean, they have something that they need to feel confident about. But all too often, you know what I see? I see people who are very, very well accomplished, but they have shit self-belief. They don't believe in themselves. And the fact that they don't believe in themselves makes them work harder, but they work harder with a very poor understanding of their self-image. But on the contrary, you know what I sometimes see? I see people who are much less accomplished than the previous individual who has a lot of self-belief. These are sort of like the losers that don't have much going on for them, but they sort of walk out with their chest out, super pride, super confident, and sometimes you wonder, am I missing something? How the hell are you so damn confident? What have you done to make yourself feel so good about yourself, while this other individual who's done so much doesn't feel that good about themselves? Well, today's episode is going to discuss that because we all know that one loser who is confident, and I want you to envision that loser as this video is progressing because it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. And more importantly, it's going to teach you the correct way to do gratitude. Because unfortunately, homie, a lot of people, they are not doing gratitude correctly, which is costing them a lot of confidence. So if you're ready to learn how to correctly be confident and to correctly re-engineer your self-belief, first of all, you should be checking out the Level Up Mentality. I talk about all this in the book. And second of all, make sure you drop a like and let us begin. Roughly around 10th grade, I remember I was huge into basketball. And it was myself and a few friends, we would play in the park all the time. And there was this dude named Chris. Chris was this 5'8", fat, chubby white dude that honestly, he sucked. He couldn't dribble, he couldn't defend, he couldn't shoot, he couldn't do anything. Dude sucked at basketball. But that's not what he thought. He thought he was the best player in the entire court. Time and time again, what we've noticed with Chris was he sort of just had this macho-ness about him. He thought he was this amazing basketball player. And I kid you not, he had this ridiculous move where when he would make this jump shot, he would just do this. You can't see me, bro. You can't see me. And mind you, this happened very rarely because he rarely made jump shots. But the dude was cocky. Or you could say the dude was confident. He had a lot of self-belief. So much self-belief to a point where he would often get picked ahead of people much better than him because the people that were much better than him were sort of uncertain about their gifts. A lot of the times, myself and my other friend would wonder, what makes Chris so confident? I mean, what is it? He literally brings nothing to the table in terms of basketball, yet he has a lot of self-belief, and his strong level of self-belief is making others believe in him as well. What was it? What was it? Well, one day we were playing, and this game was becoming very, very intense. And I noticed that Chris was on my team, and he wasn't having a good game, as usual. He missed the first shot. He missed the second shot. He missed the third shot. Fourth shot, fifth shot, sixth shot. But for the seventh shot, He made it. He made it. It was a 15-foot jumper that was whoosh, swish. And here's what happened right after he made the swish. He kept murmuring to himself. He kept whispering to himself, the sixth led to the seventh. The 6 shots led to the seventh. The 6 shots led to the seventh. He kept saying that over and over and over again. And he just kept on feeling more and more confident. And later on, surprisingly, he didn't finish the game off too bad. Nothing magical, but overall, we won and he played a certain role in that win. But that moment, the 6th led to the 7th, the 6 shots led to the 7th, the 6 shots led to the 7th, was very mind-boggling to me. It was very, very mind-boggling to me because that right there covers exactly what today's video is about. He was doing gratitude correctly, and he was doing gratitude correctly for peak self-confidence, for peak self-belief. You know what he did? He wasn't just grateful about that 7th shot. Instead, he was grateful for the 6 misses that he had that led to the 7th shot. In his mind, those 6 shots that he missed played a huge role in that final 7th shot going in. And that alone is what a chain mind is. A mind where you start realizing a lot of things are connected. Because all too often, when we practice gratitude, we'd probably say, well, the 7th shot went in, and we'd solely focus on that, and we'd completely ignore all the other stuff. But let me give you an example regarding a tree. When we see a tree, what do we see? We see the parts that are above the soil, right? We see the trunk and the branches and the leaves that are above the soil. We don't even consider the roots underground. We don't think about that too much. We see the tree, then we go about our day. But the roots underground are what's holding that massive tree up. Without the roots, you know what will happen? The tree will topple on over. And that's typically what we do in terms of gratitude. We just look at the tree, but we completely ignore the roots that are holding the tree up or have the potential to hold the tree up. There's a lot of definitions for confidence. That's one thing that I've noticed. A lot of different definitions for confidence, but my personal definition is it's when you're existing with your good sides and your bad sides and still taking purposeful action. So it's not when you're just focusing on the tree, but it's when you're focusing on the tree and the roots. When you start changing up your gratitude practice by focusing on both elements of yourself, you are going to feel much more grounded and you're going to feel much more ready when you take on the stage for any kind of speech because you realize that different things are connected. So for you, say that it took you 4 tries to finally get your driver's license. Rather than just saying, well, I got my driver's license and you're grateful about that, what you should do is 1, 2, 3. It took 3 times for me to fail. The first time I was crushed. The second time I was pretty cocky because I thought I was going to figure it out this time, but I was crushed when I didn't. The third time I basically said to myself, if I don't get it this time, then I'm going to quit. Then I failed again and I was even more crushed and I had to force myself. I had to take a few weeks, maybe even a few months off until I went back out there again. And the 4th time I finally succeeded. When you practice gratitude like this, what happens now is you're actually acknowledging your resilience. Because most of success, most of the people that keep rising aren't the people that are super talented by any means, but a lot of the times they're more resilient than the other people. The other people quit too soon, while the resilient people keep on going and going and going because they've acknowledged before that they've done it. They've done it multiple times before. So why can't they do it in the present day? So whenever you're practicing gratitude, you want to start practicing it in the big picture realm. You don't just want to count your wins. You also want to count your losses, which led up to the wins. So now that win is much more meaningful. And the losses showcase your character. That's why some people just don't quit. It's because they always see the bigger picture. So learn to see the bigger picture because the communication skills world is not pretty. I've seen many people act rude when I was speaking on stage, and a part of me, my younger self, wanted to be like, oh, well, these 2 people aren't paying attention and just leave. But guess what? There's 18 other people in the room that are paying attention. And when you start practicing gratitude, you start rewiring your reticular activating system to focus on the 18 versus the 2 that aren't paying attention. Life-changing effects, and it will truly have a huge effect on public speaking, social skills, and personal branding. So do not miss out. With that being said, start practicing this new form of gratitude. Drop a like right on below and share this video so other people learn to have self-belief and confidence so they can share their words with power. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.